Hello everyone and welcome to Animal Communication Adventures. I'm Nicole, I'm from Australia.
Hi, and I'm Courtney, I'm from the States, and we're so delighted that you have come to watch one of our videos again. It's been a while, Nicole, since we've had a video. For those of you who don't know, this summer we have had a few guest spots on another video called Sensing Spirit with Kristen and Kimmy. Did I say that right? I think, yeah.
Sure did, yep.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun. I mean, it was those two girls. They're a hoot. They're really, really fun. And so if you guys ever wanted to go back and watch any of their videos, or even the ones that we were in, you can find. We had posted them on our Facebook page. You know, whenever they were posted, so you guys can, or you can just ask us and we can send you the link. But yeah, but I would highly recommend checking those girls out at Sensing Spirit with Kristen and Kimmy. They're very good. But today, so we have a fun topic. It is how our energy affects our pets. So Nicole, would you like to kick it off?
Sure would. Okay, so most people know that you can feel energy, and you can walk into a room and without looking behind you, you can sort of feel who's walked into the room, or you could be doing the dishes and you're like, oh, someone's just walked in the room. So people are connected to energy, but sometimes they don't know it. So with our pets, they are very good at picking up energy. And often we put out energy, and it's energy. Sometimes it's energy good, sometimes it's bad energy. And I'll give you an example I'll use myself as an example because I'm a pet owner and I've put out some energy that's been not so good and a little bit stressed, and then my animals have picked up on it. Because if I give an example, then maybe other people can recognize that, oh, this may be something I do with my pets, because we're human and we love our pets, but we also have that human vibe, and it's like, oh, things stress us and we project it.
Yep.
So to give you an example, I have an Amstaff. People probably hear me talking about my Amstaff a lot. So two examples with him. Sometimes we can keep animals stuck in certain places with our energy. So the way I got this dog was, he was my husband's cousin's dog. Unfortunately, the cousin killed himself and left the dog. The dog was then unknowingly by the family given to the pound, and instantly, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, we got to save this dog. He was in another state, so we had him shipped up, and it was quite interesting when I picked him up. The people that transported him for me said, oh, he knows you. And I was like, oh, I've never met him before, but he instantly listened to me. He knew, because I was putting out the energy, you're coming here, this is what's happening. Mm-hmm. But because I had a lot of feelings towards how we got him, and I felt sorry for him, which is totally understandable because it was a terrible situation. But there should always be a time where you need to sort of, with your own emotions, being the emotional leader, say, okay, enough's enough, let's move forward. I didn't do that. I kept him stuck in that environment for a while. And then what was happening is he's like, ooh, advantage. Mum feels sorry for me. She'll give me whatever I want. And he started actually playing up and being aggressive.
Oh, wow.
And he came in and went, well, everyone has put me on this pedestal. I'm top dog. And he acted like top dog. The problem was he wasn't top dog. And then we had problems with my top dog and the other dogs. So I won't go into the whole story. End of the story now. I've had him for 7 years now. He's on the bottom of the pack where he belongs. But because I was projecting, it took a while. So if you ever have problems, let me know. But it took a while because I was keeping him stuck. I kept feeling sorry for him. I kept projecting that energy to him. And because he was smart, he used it to his advantage. Mm-hmm. Now, another scenario, he's actually also really sensitive to spirits. So we can be in a room and there could be like the other dog's like, nothing's going on here, and he's picked up. I can tell when his dad, that he had previous to us, the cousin, is around, because I'll see how he acts. So he's very sensitive to spirit. And another example with the same dog is I had a friend who was rescuing an Amstaff, sent some footage to me like, oh, you know, they're playing, blah, blah. Instantly my energy reacted and I went, this is not right. This dog is like, it looks innocent, but it's not right. And even now I can feel my stomach, like it was stressing me out. And I said, I know this is a lovely dog and I know you're doing the best thing, but you need to find another, because she was a foster carer, you need to find another foster home for this dog, because it is likely that this dog is going to react to this dog, this other dog in the house, and it could end bad. Like it was overwhelming, the feeling. And it was stressing me out the whole day. And my dog, my Amstaff, picked up on my feelings, and because I thought, oh my God, this dog's going to snap at another dog. That day, my dog snapped at a dog exactly how I had pictured how this dog was going to snap. And and then I was like, oh my God, I need to pull back. And because you know when you're projecting the energy and the information, I'm like, I need to pull it back, I need to calm it down, I need to clear my energy, I need to tell my dog not to do that. And it calmed right down as soon as I knew that this lady had moved this dog to another foster home. My energy just went, whoa, thank God. And my Amstaff went, oh, no worries here. So they're very, very susceptible to our emotions and what we're projecting. So I know you've got some examples, so I'll flick to you to give another example. Sorry to be all doom and gloom, but it's very real. And
I just wanted to comment real quick that, so many people have rescue animals and they keep them stuck as well, because every day they're, buddy, he has such a terrible past and we feel so bad. They keep bringing it up every day. And how's any animal supposed to move on? How would a person move on? If they were in a situation like that, when people keep bringing up the past. Okay, acknowledge it. The past is in the past, though, and now we move on, and happier days ahead. So definitely, there's a lot of stuffed animals out there because the people don't realize that they're causing it. And then the other thing I wanted to say was about how you were projecting the energy in your dog. You were afraid that your dog was going to do something. People do that whenever they go for walks with their dogs, right? Maybe something happened in the past, maybe something didn't. But I have talked to so many clients that for whatever reason, they have anxiety taking their dog out on a leash for a walk. And honestly, the dog's going to be fine. And it's more about trying to get the people to calm down and, and believe me, I know there's I'm going to get on my soapbox with this. I can't stand it when I go out in public. I see a dog on a leash. It's one of those retractable leashes. They have it all the way out, 20 feet or however long it goes. And the dog's just sort of going wherever it wants to go. And if there's people, it's one thing if you're by yourself, that's fine. But I'm saying when there's other people and other dogs around, let's not have your retractable leash out all the way. No. Your dog needs to be beside you, under control, because you don't know how the people or the other dogs are going to act. It's just, to me, it's common sense.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope I didn't offend anyone out there if you do that, but please stop, because I know you and I are not the only ones who think that. Get your animal under control, because stuff happens. Yeah.
But also acknowledge that you're a human and that this happens. Acknowledging it, then you can work on it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, So my example, this was 15 years ago. This one lady that I knew who had this horse, we would all get together with huge groups and go trail riding all the time. Some of these groups were 15 to 30 people. And I kid you not, every time, we were riding with this person, this horse, he was a real jerk. He wouldn't stand still. He'd rear up. He'd try to kick out. He'd try to buck her off. He was nasty, right? And, a lot of people were like, oh, she needs to get a firm handle on that horse and show him who's boss and blah, blah, blah. Now, before I go any further, there are a lot of animals out there who are spoiled, okay? And it's because of their owners, right? But it's one thing, you know, to be spoiled with food, but then it's another thing when they're spoiled and they don't act correctly, you know, and it creates bad behaviors, dangerous behaviors, because it's like a little kid. They were never taught how, you know, rules, boundaries, and limitations. So a lot of people look at this horse and they just assumed, you know, he was just got like a spoiled brat, right? She sent him to me for training, and the very first day I had him, and in my mind, this is before I was like learned how to do animal communication, right? I was just Courtney the horse trainer. In my mind, I didn't quite know, you know, just from like the little bit that I saw, like I thought it was more just him being spoiled, just how she handled him, just from what I saw. And I thought, oh boy, this is gonna be like, it's gonna get worse before it gets better, you know. And I'll tell you what, Nicole, on day one, that horse was a saint. Like, he didn't do anything wrong. He did nothing wrong. And it was just like, whoa, is this the same horse? Like, you know? But after the first ride, I could feel this horse like, oh, thank God she's being the leader and I don't have to try to lead. And it came to me that his bad behavior wasn't spoiled. His rider, very nice lady. I mean, you know, nothing.
Awesome.
She just didn't know how to be a leader, and he needed a leader. Some animals are like, sure, yeah, I'll lead, like I'll take control. He's not that kind of horse. He needed to have somebody who would lead him, because she didn't know how. It wasn't natural for her to step up to the plate to fill that role. He had to step up to the plate. He felt in his mind, and it stressed him out. It just blew his mind. So whenever we would ride with like big groups, he had all this anxiety. It was anxiety. It was just like, I can't handle this. I have to be in control because she's not doing it, but I don't know what I'm doing. And he was just, you know, so whenever we would go to like canter or gallop in the woods or whatever, like as a group, he would try to buck her off. I mean, it was all like fear, anxiety, like I don't want to be the leader. So like I said, and it dawned on me after that very first ride that the reason why he was so good with me is I have, not that I'm bragging or anything, but I have a very natural, calm, assertive energy about me. And I don't even have to like do anything. It's just my energy. It's just my posture. It's, you know, how I handle them, that they're just like, oh, okay, she got this, right? I mean, that horse was, he was awesome. Like, he was scared of cows. So every day we would go to the neighbor's house. Like, we didn't go in with the cows, but we just went to go visit the cows. And, you know, and I rode him with lots of groups, and I made him go fast with me. But, you know, so, I mean, he did have to take some baby steps, but I mean, it was just amazing. And when she got him back, she was like, this is a completely different horse, because he was much more like better, you know, much more happy, and I can't think of the words, but he was just so much better. She then was able to step up and be the leader that he wanted. And so, I mean, it ended up like perfectly. I could not believe, you know, like I said, this was like 15 years ago, how he just changed instantly with having different leadership. So it's really cool.
Wow, what a story. I love that. And you're so right, like with what you were saying with the stress, anxieties, that some animals are just not leaders. And if you're not the leader, they will take reins, like what you're saying. Oh my God, what a great story. Well done you. And first of all, another thing, you'll never just Courtney the animal trainer. You're always Courtney. The AC, it just didn't come out yet.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
What a great story. I love that one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So how about you?
Okay, so I have another example that I can share, and I got permission yesterday. So this is a shout out to Judy and Sky, if you're listening or watching, I should say. This is for you. I had this connection with Sky, this beautiful dog. Everything's little, every dog's little to me because I have like monsters of dogs. But anyway, Sky was beautiful. I've spoken to Sky a couple times and Judy, and so they were having issues. I won't go into too many issues because I don't want to break any privacy. But when they came to me, Sky, this is the dog, Sky had her own medical issues, which was giving her a bit of anxiety. And then Mum, Judy, had her own issues about a situation that was causing her anxiety. And so together, it was a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of, I guess it's just the unknowing, not knowing what's going to happen. And then that, as you know, when you do stress a lot and worry, it can actually manifest in then physical problems. And so that's what was happening. They were just going round and round in circles, and you'd get, it was kind of like one step forward, two step back, and you do this and then it would help, and you could see the results and you could see how calm and happy that they both wanted to be. But then the situation that they were in caused a lot of stress. I hope I'm relaying this from Judy. I'm just trying not to give like personal information. But just recently, Judy was waiting for a resolution to a problem, and it had sort of been set back a few times, in which each setback caused a little bit more anxiety, which caused more stress, which caused more problems, and it was just going back. The other day, I was told that the problem was resolved, and both of them instantly went, whew, like their energy just went, boom. And I got permission to share that Sky, the dog, her energy, her everything about her changed instantly. Like she wouldn't wag her tail because it was very stressful, and then it was just holding like the, what I could see in her energy was like this, holding on to things. And same with them both, like it was like trapped in the energy and the aura. And but as soon as the situation was resolved, they both let it go. And this dog just went, ah, can wag my tail now. I can be me. I can see Mum's not stressed, so I don't have to be stressed. And if I'm not stressed, Mum's not stressed. And then it was like, now they're stuck in a good cycle. So it can have such a dramatic effect on your life. And also the way the animal's behaving can mirror what you're feeling. So you may not be projecting behaviors as such, but they are reflecting back to you how they see your behavior. So that's what was happening back in this scenario. And it's very difficult because at some point someone has to stop, something has to change, something has to stop. And then when the energy changes, it's amazing how everything can change. And yeah, so that was a bit of a waffle, but that made sense.
Yeah, I'm so glad that, you know, that all that got resolved, and you know, yeah, that's such a happy ending.
And this was just, I was just speaking to Judy yesterday, and I felt so relieved for them, because it was a long process, and finally resolution, and finally the dog's happy, can let go of this energy. And because especially when they're a bit older, it can cause a few issues with them. But now it's, yeah, and so she was affecting Sky was affecting her, but now energy's happy. And you can feel the energy in the air. Like, how many times do you go somewhere? I was feeling it this morning, and sometimes even when you just change and clean your house, the energy changes, and you can feel a shift in the energy. Animals feel that, and so animals can really feel that that change. And I've also felt when an animal has died. So I haven't been, this is another thing just with energy, little side note. So I was at a first aid course, and I knew one of my pets was not well, but I think I was doing a test or something, and all of a sudden I felt this energy leave me. I literally felt something leave, and I went, oh, Lydia's dead. And I just knew, and I couldn't do anything because I was in this course. And in the break, I grabbed my phone and looked at it, and sure enough, my husband had messaged me to say Lydia had passed on. And I said, oh my gosh, was this about this time? Because I felt her energy leave my energy field.
Wow.
And it was. And so I wanted to let people know too that animals can feel that shift in energy. Like if I felt it and I wasn't near her, imagine how much more an animal can feel it in the house when your energy changes, when a relationship breaks down and that energy changes. Like there's so many things that animals can pick up through energy, and that it affects them, and it can present as behavior problems. So I hope that. So another little tangent.
No, I totally agree. I mean, it's so crazy how sensitive, animals and some people are with energy, but it's just like, wow. And it's just so important to, to try to keep your energy in check. I understand life happens, and of course we're going to respond how we respond because we're human, but just try to keep your emotions in check as much as you can. Be mindful of how it does affect other living things, but definitely, yeah,
Absolutely. Did you have another example? I can't remember where we were at.
So, my last one is this was a couple of years ago. I had this cat. The lady wanted to know why he stopped eating and why he was losing his hair. They took him to the vet, did all this tests, nothing came back. Nobody knew why. And it ended up being that the husband, I think he was like in his 60s, something like that, in the 60s. He had a very, very stressful job, and just things weren't going well. Like, I mean, they didn't give me details, but things weren't going well for him right now. And he was just very, very stressed out. And he's also, from what I gathered, he was just more of like a reactive person than like the average person. He's just dramatic, I guess. But anyway, the cat was concerned about his heart, right? And the cat really felt, because you feel how much stress this guy was under and just all that pent up emotion and stuff. And this cat was really concerned about his health and his heart. And so the cat said, I'm not going to start eating, and I'll stop, like, I'll have my hair come back if you go to the doctor. Like the cat, they know that, like, okay, they go to the vet, right? They know that we have a vet too. Okay. Like for us. And, so this cat was so concerned. So the guy he listened, he went and got checked out. And, thankfully, like, nothing major was wrong. I mean, but the doctor was like, dude, your blood pressure is through the roof. And, so I mean, so they did catch, some like little stuff, but once the cat got confirmation that, like, he'll be okay, and he worked, and the guy, he worked on him, like, okay, I guess I need to calm down. I guess the cat's getting, and if the cat's like this, I know my wife's stressed out because of me, and then the cat, like, went back to eating, and his hair grew back, and I mean, it was just like, whoa, like, it was really cool.
That's amazing. It's like the cat was in protest. Like, I'm not doing this until you do that.
Right.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I actually, as soon as you started saying that, I think I remember chatting to you about that because it was so awesome. Like a few years ago, and I'm like, wow, what a smart cats and horses are so amazing, aren't they? Like, they just pick energy up unbelievably.
Yep.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. I love that one. Oh, see, there's so many. I think that just with our energy, and I know when I'm doing it, like, people will know when they're doing it. And it's like you said, we do react to situations. And sometimes it's hard I think that's why some people drink too, because it calms them down. And hey, if that works, go for it. I know if first of all, my husband could say something to me like, just calm down. And isn't it interesting that a lot of men don't really have the same problem because they can just naturally be calmer. And I don't want to, like, let me reframe that. Some personalities are just, because it doesn't really matter if it's men or women, just are calmer in nature, and they don't have the problems. Whereas someone like me, who can actually react and obviously always sort of have high energy, have to really watch what I'm doing. Oh, Liz said hello. Hi, ladies. Oh, Milo and Toby. Sorry, I just saw a comment pop up. I know those. But yeah, our energy just can really affect the household, because everyone knows too, like, say if you're at home and then, I don't know, someone comes home in a bad mood, all of a sudden the house, the energy changes and you can feel the change. You can walk into the room and it's like, ooh, you could cut the air with a knife. It's the energy. Animals are just, they're in tune with that regardless of, like, we sometimes have to feel like or tune into it, but they're like, that's where they live and it can really affect them. So
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I had to say. No more examples, that's all I had to say. Did you have anything else to add, to say? Because I know we have to keep it under, like 30 minutes housework time.
No, I mean, I think we pretty much covered it all. Just want to remind everyone to just, be mindful of your energy as much as you can. Because again, we understand we're human, it's life. And not only for your pets, but for your people, everyone else that you're around, I mean, there's tons of scenarios, like you go to work and your coworker's in a bad mood and you can feel it. So it's just amazing with, what you're putting off, energetically speaking, how it can affect everyone. Just be very mindful of that.
I agree, absolutely, everything that you said. Oh dear. All right, well, I think we might end it there, because we're just under that time, and I don't like watching things that are too long because I get bored. That's my energy. But we will be back next month. I don't think we have any other interviews scheduled for the next month, but if not, we'll be around anyway. So if you want to connect with us, our descriptions our contacts in the description. For Courtney and I, we have our website, Facebook. But if you have any questions, also leave a comment on YouTube and we'll do our best to get back to you. So that's it for this month. And thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.